is this really the end? Victory and death?
Oh.
No, but victory really with Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
No!
And death everywhere.
I don't like it. So we are so invested in this series. I mean, how many episodes have we watched now? And I can't believe we're on the finale.
Isn't that incredible?
We've been watching this for so long, twice a week, and it's still so long. I mean, I love it though. I mean, I love the pacing all the way through, because if we binge watch, you easily lose details and it doesn't have as strong of an effect. And I'm so happy we really just like watched it twice a week. And last episode really hit me where I'm like, it's happening. Like, it's
That's
at the
right.
end.
Definitely, yeah.
Order 66, like actually hearing Sidious say it like gave me the chills, and I'm like, it's actually happening right now. So even though it was building up all this time, we knew it was going to happen. We saw the movies first before the Clone Wars. I kept like telling myself, well, maybe it won't happen in this series, but it is the Clone Wars, so it would make sense to finish it that way. But I just was not mentally prepared, really. Like, after seeing it, I was so devastated. I was like, holy crap. And Rex struggling. I'm glad he got the chip out of him now. Like, that whole scene
That's right.
was
I
just
am
incredible.
too, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to see it through Ahsoka's eyes too.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good to see what she had to go through and endure to get to where we saw her now in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So it's incredible what she had to go through as well.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. It's really, now that she's with Rex and you know what he had to go through. I mean, it's
Right.
just
The
so
struggle
sad.
of it, and him
Yes.
crying,
So
like he was
sad.
struggling,
Yes.
shaking with his guns because he was trying to fight it until once it took over completely, like, you have no control of your
Yeah.
body, your mind. Like, even your mind is computing with that chip and saying, like, oh, well, it has to be done this way, and all their tactics, and everything seems normal for them, but it's like not, and it's just so scary to be that way. But I am so happy, like we talked about last time, that Ahsoka, like living it through her was huge, and I wasn't sure how it would take place, because I was thinking we were going to see glimpses like in the movies of all these Jedi dying from
Yes,
the
I thought it
clones.
was going to be
Yeah.
just
Like
total
Plo
chaos.
Koon, like
just
all the
seeing it everywhere.
Jedi. Like, now that we know more of them,
yes.
because we quickly saw them in the movies, we felt bad knowing they're good people for the most part, and they're getting murdered. But now that we
It's a
actually
shame.
know who they are, and like Plo Koon was a
It's
father
horrible.
figure of hers, and so many others like were just great role models and caring people, and all of them were murdered now. So no one is around. Like, they're pretty much extinct. Jedi are.
Yeah, and not only that, you have to think about the clones. I mean,
I know.
poor Rex
Oh,
had to
yeah,
kill
yes.
his comrades. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow,
that
that's horrible.
he had to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and she had
That's
to do
something.
it, and it's just devastating throughout.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I was so numb last episode watching it. Like, I was so shocked, again, knowing it was going to happen, but I was still like shocked. I can't even imagine what Ahsoka was feeling, because like just looking at Rex and being like, what? But her reaction, like, she's a survivor.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, maybe she didn't kill people, but she was. Like, when I was putting the episode together, or getting it all together for our editors, I was like looking through that episode, and she was killing them. She was ricocheting the blasts back at the clones and knocking them down. So I don't know if she was full on killing them. I didn't rewatch the whole thing. I just saw parts. But, you know, I'm like, yeah, because she was just defending herself. And going against that many at once shooting at her was just so impressive. And, you know, I'm just happy
That's horrible.
she survived. I mean, in such a sad way. And Rex also killing his own because he knew he had to, because him being out of control, like, he couldn't even control his own thoughts.
Yeah,
His own
And
body.
and you can tell he didn't want to do it. He knew
Yeah, so he
something
knew
was
that.
wrong. He knew. Like,
That was the quickest
Oh,
way
that's
to
horrible.
stop the threat, you know? So there's so much to talk about with the Clone Wars. That's why I'm happy that we're watching the Bad Batch after this, and then Rebels. So with any of your questions, guys, we could always answer it, you know, next video, a few videos after. So usually when we finish a series completely, we just talk forever, and I just have so many things. I didn't write it down. I should have. But we did quickly discuss during setup, like, what our favorite arcs were. And so far, I mean, we still have this last episode, but I'm sure it continues the last couple episodes that we just saw, which I freaking love. Like, this arc alone was my favorite one because it's the most emotional, the pivotal point of major crap going down. to put it lightly, right? And just Maul and Ahsoka fighting, like that was huge to me. Like them going against each other and how lethal they both are, like that was so impressive. And almost teaming up, because she even agreed, as we talked about again last episode or the episode before that. I was shocked to see that, but it was very interesting to me. So this arc is definitely my favorite, even though it's really sad.
Yes,
And
yeah, it was devastating. And speaking of Ahsoka, I mean, that arc alone of changing over to, and leaving the Jedi Order, that was a terrible one too. I mean, that was devastating to see that.
I really like that too. That was powerful and huge, because she put so much trust into the Jedi. Like her life was dedicated to them, and it shows you how corrupt and weak they were, where the Chancellor and his government had all the say, and they couldn't even do anything about it. They sentenced her to freaking death. So Anakin had to break some rules, right, to find Barriss. And if he didn't do that, Ahsoka would have been sentenced to death, and that would have been it. So thank God for Anakin to break rules, even though that was against the Jedi way. And I don't blame her for leaving, because how can you trust that? So she actually made the right call, and that was so hard for her, which makes her even stronger to actually leave everything she believed in because of what happened to her. Like that was a smart
and her
move.
friend was the one who.
Barriss, I know.
Yeah, I know.
And it shows you about like different sides and how corrupt again everything is. So
and also Yoda's journey too, beyond death.
Yeah, that was huge.
Right,
Yeah, to actually learn how to live beyond death. So now he's probably in hiding. He probably went to that planet now because he had to.
Yes, probably, definitely.
You know?
That was a good one.
Everything happened so fast in the movies. I don't remember exactly the action. So that would be great to see like those movies again. As
See him again.
That's right.
Yeah, impressive.
Also, Obi-Wan being undercover too.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was a very good one.
Yeah,
That was really good.
Disguised his face and everything, and Anakin was really upset about
what he went through.
Yeah, that was huge too, because Anakin, like, to lie to him, to be like, you died, like Obi-Wan died in front of him, and played that off for a very long time. Like they even had a funeral for him. And Anakin said, "How can I trust you?" Or "How can?" Remember at the end he yelled at him. So that was also really big for a lot of reasons. But even Obi-Wan being able, we know he sacrifices a lot, but for him to always put himself in danger to the point where he painfully changes his face, and goes with his other mercenaries and goes with Bane, and he risked himself so many times to be this person he's not, and he just stayed undercover so well. And didn't break face at all. Didn't break face. It was amazing. You know, the sharpshooter, like, cube thing that they went through, that whole test with the other bounty hunters. And he really did well. Like, he
and he was really good with Bane.
Later. Yeah. He was really good with Bane. So that actually was a really good arc, too. There's just so many. And then...
Yeah, and one of my favorites was Krell.
Yeah, with Umbara.
That
one made me so mad and upset.
I was so mad at that.
That was powerful. And the biggest thing for me there was we were so angry at him for hating the clones or just seeing them as property, but it went beyond that. Like he just couldn't stand them and he didn't care. He was always like basic tactics of go straight through, we'll lose a lot of property, but this is the best way to go about it. He didn't care about them as men. So Rex, that was big for him to break the rules because he is so loyal and he is honestly trained and programmed to be that way, but for him to go against that because of his men was huge, and I'm happy he did. But the biggest part to me was when freaking Krell made both clone parties go against each other, saying that they were the bad guy, like not realizing it was all the same men. And like seeing the helmets, like holy crap. And like that moment alone, I was like, this man is evil. And it was interesting because it shows how a really good general with a high reputation that people highly respect can go to the dark side because he likes the points of that better than the Republic side at the time. So
for sure.
Yeah, very big arc as well.
Yeah, and thank God he died after that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
I know. And Maul coming back, that was huge. I know he's a big character. I liked him and Savage together and actually having a bond. I didn't really see them getting along and being like brothers, but they really did care for each other, learn from each other. I mean, Savage more than Maul, but Maul really did care for him. And when he died, that was huge too. I love that scene with Sidious actually fighting Maul, and like that's a different arc, but just
I
a lot
know
of good
there's
things.
so many. And speaking of that arc, even the Night Sisters, that was a great one.
That
I
was
love
good.
Mother
Mother.
Talzin.
The mother.
Her echoey voice and her
Oh, boy.
animation alone was just so impressive and creepy to me. Like, it just gave you a completely different feel. Like,
did,
I just thought it was so, like a witch. Like, she was like into
Right,
witchcraft
the-
and dark
the
magic.
echoey, yes.
Oh, sure.
After every time she talked, it was like very ghostly.
Yeah, she always had that echo effect to her
Yes.
voice, and things would float around her, and she was just so mysterious and powerful, and always calm about everything, and wise, and I don't know, it was just very creepy, eerie character. Yeah, so she had a few arcs, and I liked the first one with Ventress. I thought that was really cool, and then I think Kim, you mentioned with her bringing back Maul, like it was just kind of neat,
Oh, yeah.
which was
Yes.
the Maul arc
Yeah.
with Savage. That was
I-
a good arc.
It was great. And with Dooku and, him trying to kill Ventress, that was,
I was
That
so
was
mad at that,
really-
but that's what happens in the dark side. Like, once your master tells you to kill another, like, there can only be so
yeah,
many.
and I
It's all
really
dark
felt
side.
for Ventress. You
I
really
like her
felt for
character.
her.
I did
She was
too.
one of my favorite villains, and like not villain. Because she was kind of like a vigilante at some points, and she did care. Like, she went through a lot. And her and Ahsoka actually working together too with the whole Barris
was
thing.
good,
Like,
yeah.
that was actually kind of cool to see.
That was good.
So I find her and Maul to be like my favorite villains. I think, just top of my head, they really stick out to me.
I really liked Ventress. I really loved Hondo.
Oh my God,
Hondo
the
was-
pirate! I
Hondo,
loved
yeah.
him. Yeah, he was so
He
funny.
was very good.
How can I not mention him? Yeah, there's just so many
Yeah, he
things I
was
want to
good.
think about right now, but we're kind of just
That
on the
was
fly
very
and
good,
just
yeah.
discussing a few things.
That's
But
right.
yeah, so I want to say favorite people on this. I love Rex. Love Rex. Echo, I'm happy he survived. I did love Domino Squad, which was another arc that I really did enjoy in the beginning, because we were established with these clones that couldn't get along, and then they were throughout the series and died, and we had attachments to them, but Echo's alive, so I'm happy about that. But Rex is my favorite, with Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, and I honestly really do like Anakin in this a lot. Like, knowing more about his character and how good of a person he really was before he became Darth Vader is huge.
That's right.
My favorites were Obi, hands down.
Yeah, I go back and
R2,
forth.
you really got to
Yeah.
give a hand to R2. I mean, he was like the unsung hero, really, and a lot of
Oh,
times
that's for
he
sure,
just saved the day.
Yeah.
But I loved Obi, and Ahsoka is right up there too.
Yes, I
mean,
like
she's
Ahsoka.
just
Yes,
so
she's really-
amazing.
she is really amazing.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan, I liked her too. She was really good.
Yeah, me
Very
too.
good. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Very
she's come
strong.
very far,
Very
and
much,
I
she
mean, she
sure
was kind of
has.
evil in the beginning because of her leader and what they were involved with, but she really, became independent. I mean, after Maul killing him and her rebelling, like actually
Definitely, yeah.
leaving what they always went by, like, this is the way, like, that's how they always did things, and she didn't like that order anymore once
No, she didn't.
her leader was killed, and didn't like Maul being an outsider. So I really love her character now, and I was kind of hoping we'd see it in this,
That's
because her and the Mandalorian talking about Ahsoka and being friends, now it makes sense. Now we had that together.
And her sister Satine. I mean, she was
I
a great
know.
leader.
Oh, that's so
Did I mention that
yeah.
already? I know I talked about it in setup, but yeah, with Satine,
yeah.
I really liked her character a lot, and her and Obi were huge to me. Like, I really felt for
that's
them,
good, yeah.
and seeing that struggle with Obi being human, because Jedi are human too, or you know what I mean, like
That's right.
compassionate people, and for him to stay strong, because he almost left the order, right? Because he wanted to be with her if
Yeah.
she asked, but she didn't want him to do that. So she was a strong leader. Her government was so weak, though. So when Maul took over, like, that was insane to see. Like, the whole
Nice.
arc on Mandalore was just insane. And I was so sad. Like, that was a huge moment too when Satine was killed by Maul. Like, that
That's for
was
sure, yeah.
very impactful to me. Like, I felt so sad.
It
I was
was.
actually crying during that scene. I mean, not to
I
be
know,
like
you
that,
feel
but it's
so
a
bad for
cartoon.
Obi too.
But you feel
know.
like this is very realistic in a way, and I'm just like, holy crap. So I know you guys will have questions for us, which we do definitely encourage because we definitely want to talk about it more. We're not done yet. We're going to be watching the Bad Batch and then the Rebels, I think.
And
So-
that's another great arc.
Right.
Speaking of Bad Batch, I mean, that
Bad
was a
Batch,
great
that
one
was
too.
good. That was
Mom,
really good.
Yes!
I liked Wrecker.
Yeah, you loved Wrecker. I really
Yeah, I
enjoyed
liked
them
them
too,
all.
so I think it'll be fun going into the new series, and it'll kind of help. I mean, we're lucky because we have these other fun shows lined up right after, and a lot of people watching Clone Wars, because I believe season 7 aired last year, or maybe, I don't think it was this year, I think it was last year, so, you know, you had to wait for certain things, and you guys probably already watched Rebels at that point, because Rebels came out in between, because I think they paused this, because you guys were telling us that Clone Wars was paused for after season 5 or something for quite some time, so we're lucky to actually watch it all in one go for the most part, and then jump
yeah,
into
and in
something
order,
else.
right?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
we see Bad Batch, we're probably going to see Echo, which would be fantastic.
I hope so. That would be
So
great. And I'm
me
hoping
too.
Rex
I'd
too,
like
because
to
Rex
see
is
that too,
alive
yeah.
now. And I mean, so many
He might be
people from last episode Shattered, we know are dead now. A lot of clones as well. So I'm curious on who's still around. So Jedi are rare, super rare. We have
That's
Yoda
right.
hiding away. Luke and
And I
Leia,
also-
like Padme's dead now, most likely.
Yeah. I was going to say, I love Padme.
Yes,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah.
To see how strong she was. I mean, I'm sure she's gone at
She
this
was,
point
yeah.
and probably had her kids. You know, so sad to think like everyone we know in the series now is gone. Because even hearing the voices with Windu, remember he got killed,
I
and we heard
know.
Anakin saying like, "What have I
Yes.
done?" You know, just crazy. So, anywho, shall we get into this episode, ladies?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Boy, this is
7:12.
gonna be- Ooh,
It definitely feels like a movie at the end, and the sad music.
this is some music.
It's actually very pretty.
This.
Just set those things to stun. We're not trying to kill anyone.
Tell that to them. We're almost through.
Good team.
Coast is
Thanks,
clear.
guys.
Yes.
And these guys were great last episode.
All right. Did you hear Maul also escaped?
I let him out.
What? Why?
Diversion. Come on!
That's one word for it. Unknown at present.
Ooh, bridges. Watch out.
right.
All off. Whoa! Fighting Chance like he didn't need a saber or anything.
Disengage. Disengage. It's too late.
Whoa. Wow.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, guys, get to that shuttle.
Sound of that.
Chief, prep the shuttle. Gigi, find out what happened to this ship.
Control failed to report in. We think they'll make their move to escape via the main hangar. Affirmative. I want squads marshaled to position 2-5 and 2-7.
Destroyed. It's completely gone. We're caught in that moon's gravitational field.
Oh no.
Big time.
Any luck with those doors?
Oh no.
Oh, and there they are.
It's just so many. It's just so sad because they were good
Yeah.
people. They're
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
controlled.
If they try to leave, they'll have to go through us. So what do? Fight our way to the shuttle? And those soldiers, my brothers, are willing to die and take you and me along with them.
He's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Yeah,
You've seen it
definitely.
firsthand.
Oh, he's crying. Oh. Go together.
You're a good soldier, Rex.
So we're just gonna surrender. Admit defeat.
Go with that. You all.
Yeah, it's super
Go
powerful.
away.
I have an idea. I'll explain on the way.
Hold your fire!
Oh, okay.
You have your order, sir. Now execute it, or I will. Ahsoka Tano is no longer a Jedi. Any other clone who disobeys Order 66.
Just keep on talking a little bit longer.
Commander Rex, you're in violation of Order 66. You'll be demoted in rank from commander and subject to execution, along with the traitor Ahsoka Tano.
Now!
Alright, hopefully the fall doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He better not take that shuttle.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh,
All three of them.
Come on.
come on. Oh. Pretty fast. Oh.
Oh, come on.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa.
Jesse's getting up. Of course, anything else can go wrong.
The music's great in this episode, too.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I was hoping she would do that. See, that's impressive. Anakin did that before. Whoa, even with thrusters going on.
Wow.
How impressive. No!
No.
Rex. No! No!
Oh.
Save Rex.
Oh. Jeez.
It's so impressive
There's
and...
no other way.
Whoa!
Oh, okay.
Bye!
Oh.
That was awesome.
Of course. Oh no.
You're past those dirty droids.
No!
Oh.
Nothing. Nothing. Everything down here is under maintenance.
Yeah, so she did get hurt.
She's a pretty good
Yes.
mechanic. God, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you.
She's got to be exhausted.
Crap her leg
She
now.
must be. God. Wow.
Whoa!
God.
Was she able to grab a hold?
Against all that debris.
Yeah. He's so loyal. There she is.
There she is.
Yeah, there.
Oh, crap.
Oh, so
my
close.
goodness.
Oh, kind of good piloting too. Like,
Come
of
on.
course.
Come on. A little bit longer. Good.
Like every single skill that you have learned. All of his brothers. And all of her friends, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of time has passed because it seems to be cooling off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she has her cloak up.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, that's sad.
look at them
blood on it too, the blood stains. It's so sad.
That is sad.
She just dropped one.
all. Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay, this is the ship now? What is this? Oh, it's stormtroopers. Oh, and you actually get to see Darth Vader. It's so sad.
Oh, jeez.
Is that hers?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Is there some Anakin still left in there? I don't think so. See his eyes. A new age.
He knows. Ugh.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Man.
Wow,
Wow.
what an episode!
So we saw him at the end.
Wow.
Insane!
Yes.
I mean,
That's so
Just
much.
the music still, like the music all the way through this, and incredibly done.
Yeah.
I did not
was,
know what to
especially when
expect.
she was
So much.
trying to get to the shuttle before Maul, and he got
That's
it.
right. Mom,
Yeah.
leave it to him. He took off by himself.
I mean, this was just an incredible episode, like so freaking intense all the way through. The music,
It was so sad.
I mean, the music's been so good all the way through, but like the last few episodes alone, the last 4 parts have been like insane, and this last one just makes you feel for everything
Everybody, yeah.
and all the
Yeah,
depth.
it's movie
Everybody.
quality, really.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, Maul was impressive, but just the ending. I mean, we only saw Darth Vader for a moment. I mean, I thought he was going to
Yeah,
be a
right.
huge thing the last couple episodes at least or something, but no, and that was great. Like, I'm happy they did that.
Yeah.
I am too.
Joe, yes.
I didn't think we were even going to see him, to be honest with you. I didn't think that at all. I thought we were just going to see what she went through, and that was it. I didn't think
Yeah.
we would see this.
And it carried on that way. And I'm so happy that we watched Ahsoka and Rex still. Like, I thought last episode we might see a little bit more of that this episode, but then it was going to jump to Anakin and him turning. But we've already seen that in the movies. So this was way more powerful. I mean, Rex and Ahsoka working together, there were so many emotional moments. I mean,
Yes.
every single minute there was something going on, but just Ahsoka like removing his helmet, him crying and like saying
Oh,
like
I know, and
I don't
just
want to hurt
sad.
anyone.
Oh,
And she was like so
yeah.
wise in that moment too, because she was just like, you know, I don't want to kill anyone. We have to find a different way to do things. And it was just incredible. Absolutely
It
incredible.
was,
how they
and it
did
was
so
so
much,
sincere,
yeah.
and they worked so
Definitely.
well together in their last,
Definitely.
Yeah.
dire moments to get off of that
Mm,
ship. You
yes.
know, it's crashing. It's inevitable.
And them
There's
staying
only-
tight together because like Rex is so good of a fighter, but you're going against hundreds of soldiers, and
wow.
then Ahsoka jumping back in to like deflect the bullets, and
right.
they had to use every ounce of what they've learned over the years, what they've
Every
trained
skill,
for,
yeah,
every
every
skill
skill
to
set.
get through this. I mean, it was just so
Definitely.
insane, and to see how much, I mean, they're loyal, yes, to each other, but it goes beyond that. Like, they're great friends, and they really care for each other, and we saw that when, you know, they were talking before Order 66 last episode, like right before, on how they really respect each other. So I love seeing that about them. And I'm happy Rex made it out, because I started believing that he was going to die at the end as well.
I thought it was going
That
to
was
happen
killing
too, and I
me.
thought Jesse
Yeah,
was
yeah.
actually going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe, yeah.
But it was a great ploy to get her right out in the open and say she's my prisoner against Jesse, so
That was
they
good.
wouldn't go after her and try to kill her you know,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
But they
Wow.
you know, he wanted to charge him with treason and bring him in
Mhm.
and just shoot him too. So that was really hard for Rex to see that, and Jesse's just like full on, this is what we have to do,
Yeah,
and everyone's
definitely.
for us. We have to do this for Order 66.
Yeah. I mean, again, this was so hard to watch because we have all these clones that are good people who were controlled by Order 66, that
Yeah.
it wasn't their choice to be that way. But even Rex was saying they don't care because he knows what it feels like. Like, they're so controlled that their feelings are now true. Like, that's not who they
That's
are
it,
anymore. And, you know, for them to talk and Jesse just to be willing to kill Rex because he has no control over his own thoughts anymore.
amazing.
It was just so sad to see that, and seeing all these people die. I mean, Ahsoka and Rex, they had to do what they had to do, absolutely. And just the stun gun and deflecting the blasts were amazing. And for them not trying to really hurt anyone, they had to do it. But, I mean, everyone else is out there to kill.
That's right.
Definitely.
No matter
That's
what.
right.
And they're
it's
not
a hard
even
call. Yeah.
conflicted. I mean, maybe internally, because Rex was at first, but once Order 66 completely took him over, he was just talking tactical, like, all right, if they're against it, this is what we're doing, this is the protocol, blah, blah, blah. So just seeing all these soldiers die, no matter how amazing it looked, like, it was just so heartbreaking to me the whole time. I was just so sick to my stomach, and I thought it was
So sad.
impressive watching Maul go through all this, and even though it was so powerful and we know how lethal he is, I thought it was
Yeah,
amazing.
he was really.
Yeah, that he didn't even have a weapon on him, and he just used the Force strangling people and just using the will of the Force to, like,
that's right.
you know,
Wow.
break things off and throw it at
Yeah.
people, like different objects,
Especially
doors.
in that main room where the huge
Bridges.
structures and the towers, and he's just knocking him down over the
down,
clones. like it's nothing.
Killing so many, and Ahsoka wanted the distraction, and again, still killing so many, but
and he, he's typical
crazy.
Ma. I mean, he's for himself.
He was awesome throughout
and
this
he
whole
has,
episode.
the communicator right there. He knows where everyone's going.
Yep.
Maul knows he has to get the shuttle before Ahsoka and Rex do. And, of course he's not going to wait for them. He's gone.
And he was like slowly walking the whole time, like so powerful, because we know he could just take out anything.
Exactly,
so watching him and the music following him all the way through again, like, was just incredible. But I just felt all of that. I'm like, wow, this is like insane watching him just like take over and destroy what he needs to do. And he was also focused where he wasn't trying to get revenge at that moment.
Right.
Like he wanted Ahsoka's help at one point. She's like, I just need you as a distraction. You're just like petting out to me. So that was an insult to him. But you know how revengeful he was before, like Obi, like so obsessed over that whole notion. But now, like, he's calm, like he learned a lot from the past so many arcs, and he's just on a mission to get out of there. So just the race to that shuttle was incredible. And watching Ahsoka actually hold back the ship. I mean, he's so strong with the Force as well. So him being in that ship and using the thruster power, and Anakin's done that before, right? So that's been pretty impressive. But to actually see Ahsoka do that, like, that's a rare talent. I don't think Obi-Wan, as he tried that, it's just an incredible move. Like, that's a very rare ability to be able to do that. I think Rey did that too. We got to think back and stuff. But anyways, very impressive to see that. And I mean, there's stuff going on. Like, it's not just her in the stable area, like trying to
the ship is going down. She's got clones after her,
shooting at her,
blasting her.
So
and
insane.
For her to go down to to go down to the mechanics, area to get a ship that they're all being worked on. So you don't know which one has what issues. To pick a ship that can take him out of there, and they did. I mean, Rex was great with that.
Yeah, and getting shot, like she was getting shot multiple times at that point.
Gosh, yes.
You saw the burns on her arms and getting shot in the leg, and still able to leap towards the ship and then not making it on. So Rex and Ahsoka needed each other so much throughout this whole survival. Like, they had to use every skill that they had, and that made me so emotional when Rex, he was free, and I knew he would go back for Ahsoka, but to know he's free, he just stabilized the ship. He almost died so many times, and to still go back into the danger to look for his friend, who couldn't even, like, he was so close, and she was so close, and almost had it, lost it, had to do something even more epic. And it made me think of that episode recently where she was joking with the Jedi, and she, like, jumped off the ship, and she goes, I'll race you down to the bottom or something, remember? And she goes, I don't need a parachute, and she went down. So it made me think of that, like, all these skills over time that she's learned. And now,
and she didn't look petrified at all. She
had to stay focused. You can't,
because
because once you, like, lose control, then you're dead. So she was amazing on how focused. Like, she was well trained by Anakin. So for her to, like, go through all that, Rex to come back, that scene was, I mean, I keep saying insane, but it's true. Like, there were just so many incredible scenes in this. So that was huge to me too. And anyways, I'm glad Rex and her survived, and seeing all the helmets on sticks at the end.
I know.
Speared up in tribute, I guess. But it's just,
it's sad that Ahsoka. Well, it's not sad, but it's good that she didn't want to kill the clones going to get into the shuttle to get out of there. She didn't want to be the one who killed them, but she knew the ship's going down. They're all going to die. And she just wanted not to be the one to kill them.
Yeah, and I think that notion was amazing. I'm really happy she said that, because she really is like a Jedi. Like, she is at heart, and I know she's not labeled as one anymore, but she really has that in her. Like, that's her true person. Like, she's real. And I'm happy that she wasn't the one who did that. The end, again, just so brief with Darth Vader, she, I doubt, has any idea that it's Anakin. I don't know if she felt it or not, but not right now. So I hope that if she comes back in another series, that would be awesome. I'm hoping that we'll see her find out, and not like just in the background of like the Mandalorian being the first time that we hear, because we know that she knows at that point. So I'm hoping, like, way before
and
that
the Chancellor
she finds out.
to see who was Dark Sidious.
Yeah, that's right.
I know. I hope they reveal more of that. Again,
Curious about
movies,
that.
yes, but I want to see more of the shows and how Ahsoka finds out, because I love seeing
Yes.
things through her eyes. Because the last 2 episodes alone, I just didn't expect it to just be Ahsoka and Rex, and Maul. But you know what I mean? Like, that was so powerful. I really thought it was going to be mayhem, trying to show everything, but we did not need that.
And I think
That's
this
right.
was even better because
I
we
think so,
actually
too.
we were on the ground with her, seeing what she is seeing,
Yeah.
and being,
Definitely.
the only one that survives, really.
Even the Jedi that were able to survive up to that point at the end with Ahsoka and Rex fighting, I was just thinking, who's alive right at this moment? Because look at all the chaos
that's
they're
right.
going through
Not many.
trying to survive. I mean, they are on a ship with a ton of clones, but Order 66, a lot of Jedi were
Yeah.
with a lot of clones.
Any
so
different kind of
just
scenarios.
chaos everywhere. So everyone, I mean, I keep seeing season 1 now because it reset on Disney Plus, but I see Plo Koon and it just makes me sad. But speaking of which, a random thought. But Mom, you did mention early on, I think during setup, that one villain you liked was Grievous, or he was like creepy to you or something. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yes.
So that was random, but I see
Yes.
Grievous there, so I was like, I'll bring that up. But yeah, this broke my heart. I mean, just seeing all the clones, that was the worst for me, to see them just out for the kill, not in control, and just
They were
dying.
even the droids were.
Oh, they were like, wow! So they have that, and that was so
I
heartbreaking because we always
know,
laugh at that yell with R2, because even when he's scared, that wow! He's like, oh, R2, you'll be okay. You feel bad for him, but the yelling that they were making because they were being destroyed, like, really hurt me. I felt so bad for them because they were screaming in pain, or I don't know. Again, like, we go back and forth. Like, do they really feel pain? Like, some have emotions, and we know R2 really does get scared and stuff, and we really love his personality. So we do kind of like, relate to them, and we see them more as people. So they were there to the end. They were so loyal too, and died for.
They were.
Yeah,
They did
yeah.
everything they
Cause,
were
but
supposed
to
to that
protect.
Ahsoka wanted them to do, and right to the end, they were
So-
very loyal.
Why do you think Ahsoka dropped one lightsaber?
I was curious about
Maybe
that.
giving up. She didn't want to be a Jedi. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maybe.
So I was
You had
overthinking
another.
that moment. I didn't want to say it then, but she could have dropped 2, but Vader only found 1. So I think she kept 1 because that would be good for
Yeah, she
defense.
I hope so.
Yeah, because Rex gave her both back after he pretended to capture her
Mm-hmm.
as a
That's right.
prisoner. So he gave them both back.
Yeah.
She was fighting. Yeah, she only wanted 1.
Yeah.
But which one was it? Which one did she drop?
I
Was
think it was
one
the
that-
shorter one. I think it was the shorter one that she dropped.
Looked like it's
It looked like
fine.
it was. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I think because the clones were out to kill Jedi, that she had to have evidence left behind that she was
Oh,
dead.
that she died.
So that's what I'm thinking, that she
Oh, and
died
then
with a
Darth-
crash.
That's very
Good
smart.
thought.
Because both probably wouldn't be together with a crash. One could have got lost in
Yeah.
space, rotating around the
okay.
planet. Who knows? But
that's
I
telling
think that's why,
Darth
and one for
that.
defense.
Yeah.
So that was
that's
powerful
right.
at the end, that Darth
Wow.
Vader picks it up. I mean, what did that even mean? Because even at that point, Padme's dead. Like, Anakin is dead pretty much. I mean, he might be struggling a little bit still, but he's Darth Vader at this point.
That's
So
right.
him holding her lightsaber and even turning it on just to verify almost like that was Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I wonder what he was feeling at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
really
my
can't
God.
see his expression, can you?
That's right.
Yeah, and he honestly is Darth Vader. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he feels remorse anymore or if he feels accomplished because she's gone, which really kills me to say that because
Oh, wow,
we know how much
yeah.
Anakin cared for her and Padme. But even at the end, if you remember from the movies, he attacked Padme and tried to strangle her, right? Like way at the end. It's just sad
that's
and
right.
powerful
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah, so I don't know what he was thinking, but I think it was more like, okay, she is done. Like, Anakin is over because now Padme is already dead. So this was his last, like, attachment
That's-
to
yeah.
anything. So now he could truly
right.
be Darth Vader. I kind of
Yes.
felt like in that subtle moment of him holding that lightsaber and
You're right,
turning
there's
it
no
on
more
was like,
connections to
Yeah.
Anakin.
it is
That's
complete
it.
kind of thing. So that was
Oh,
very
yes.
smart. I don't think she meant for him to find it.
Yeah.
But I kind of wonder, because Darth Vader is also very powerful, I wonder if he sensed her lightsaber maybe he did, like,
And maybe
felt her
went
presence.
there.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And knew, because knew she was on this mission.
Because
so
there
knew
was
that a
nothing
ship.
there. There was nothing there. Why even
Yeah.
go?
So overthinking it, because the galaxy is humongous. Why would Darth Vader? I mean, time has passed, but why would he go there? So he must have remembered that she was probably on that ship with Rex and wanted to
And
see
where
for
it
himself.
and where it
So he
crashed.
personally wanted to check it out. So he probably went there because of Ahsoka to see if she survived or not. That's so crazy to me. I want to
Yeah,
know
see?
more. Like, to have this over, I'm like, no! And the last, like, few episodes alone, I mean, everything was fast forwarded so quickly, and it's in a great way. Like, I like how it was done, but there was, like, so much buildup, and then all crap happened so quickly. But that's what Order 66 did, you know? It just took out everyone so
just
quickly.
like that.
Yeah, so you have all this buildup, and right at the right moment, it's like death. Like chaos,
Wow,
death
so
everywhere.
much, yeah. Wow.
It was.
Great
So
series. Guys, thank you so
so
much for
sad.
requesting this, and I can talk all day about it. You know, I know you guys will have questions for us, so please leave it in the comments below. And we're going to be watching
there's
the
going to be
series.
so many things to talk about.
Yeah. Please, no spoilers for the other series, though. I really want to see, because
Yes.
I am hoping now, because Ahsoka's just an amazing character, and I know she was only made for the Clone Wars, and then later on, I guess she's going to be official now, because she was in the Mandalorian as well. And I'm hoping she shows up in other series, but we'll find out, because I know there's a lot of
I
other
hope so.
Star Wars series, because that would be
Definitely.
really cool. I want to see more of her finding out about everything that just took place, you know?
Sure is.
Yeah, we've got a lot to do. A lot of.
Yeah, so the Bad Batch will be fun. I don't know, I just
Bad
assume
Batch,
that it's
yeah.
going to be a lot of fun because we like the episodes they were in on this show. And
Oh yeah, what they're going to go through.
so now we have concluded Anakin's story to Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah.
That was a long
That
journey.
was sad.
It's very
It was.
sad.
Yeah,
Again,
so
like
hard.
knowing how far he's come or gone, I don't know, like to see him go from someone so good and pure in a way to someone so evil is just so
Yeah,
sad
so
to actually
dark,
like be here
very
now.
dark.
Darth, it's so Darth. So thank you guys so much for watching. We can't wait to see what you guys have to say, like for our discussion, and can't wait to answer your questions.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of answers for you.
Yes, I'm sure. I know. I just want to keep talking. But
Right?
thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank
Please
you.
subscribe. As you know, we have our Patreon if you want to see videos early. So most likely the Bad Batch is already up there. And we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh,
Love you, Clone Wars.
yeah.
Order 66, not so much, though. That was awful.
Oh,